Welcome to the New Discovery Christian Podcast, where you'll find Bible messaging and sermons that will encourage, uplift, and challenge you to a godlier life. Join our community and become inspired to continue living a God-directed life.
Welcome again to the New Discovery Podcast here in Hernando. I'm Kyle, your host, and I got Zach, my co-host, and I got Javan, my co-host, with you today. And so last time we talked, we were talking about the coronavirus, and that discussion was kind of a...
Are we allowed to say coronavirus?
I don't know.
Yeah.
May have to do a little editing on what I just said. Maybe a bleep again. Maybe a lot of bleeping going. But last time it was kind of like a shotgun effect. We just did a big pow and just let you guys just kind of take it how it is. And a lot of our humor, I guess, too, you kind of suck that in. And I'm just kind of... I don't know if that made you a better person or a worse person. I don't know. I hope it made you a better person afterward, and
we can serve as
worse.
a distraction. It's all right.
Yeah, so there may be a little distraction from the conversation. Just try to light up the mood. But today we're going to more focus on the kind of the aspect of being at the house more and having more time on our hands right now for different reasons when it comes to school or when it comes to work. So... yeah, anyone you guys want to jump in immediately?
I'll let Javo go on.
Okay.
Big Javo.
I'll start.
Jump in?
For the past 3 weeks, my daily routine has been waking up at about 7, doing my school for about an hour because it really doesn't take that long. And then for the whole rest of the day, I either go to work, take a walk, hang out outside. It's actually been really nice. So it's been perfect for that. Everything is kind of green. It feels great. It's like 70 degrees, so...
I couldn't imagine living up in
Yeah,
New York or somewhere. It's cold and
being
Outside
actually
the house.
stuck in a house. That's torture.
Yeah.
Just staying in your room
at
all
least
day.
we can go outside.
Yeah.
Especially what if you didn't have internet, dude? We're talking that would stink.
You better
What if
be
you didn't have
very
cable?
creative.
Yeah, like
Or internet.
my grandma, she's stuck at her house and she only has 3 channels.
Better get the
no
puzzles
Wi-Fi.
out. Those puzzles.
The crossword puzzles.
Yeah, or any puzzle. I don't the little puzzle where you get all the pieces and you gotta go. Bloop, bloop.
Man, I would be so depressed.
I guess you like
I
puzzles.
would be-
Now,
Dude,
is,
puzzles
now
are-
is your prime
They're
time.
kind of underrated.
I've done a few. I like doing them and setting them up, and sometimes someone else is doing it,
Yeah.
and then I come in there and I chime in and I'll do a couple, and then I'll back off, and then my sister and my mom came in, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. They did that. I was like, I had an issue. Yeah, so sometimes I get in.
I'd have to glue them together if I wanted to really make a difference in society.
Glue them.
Yeah, glue them after you're done.
Oh, when you're done, yes, glue them, and then you have a little poster.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think I've ever done that. I think someone always came up.
Yeah,
and
somebody
"Nah,
always
I
picks
had to
them
move it, and I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that only took a month.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
usually
Yeah,
happens.
you got to have a table designated for it, or you're gonna get wrecked.
Yeah. Now, one thing about being indoors, like you were saying, Javan, that I've liked is that it's created more good excuses for me to have more quality time with my family, because it seems like everyone's excuses are kind of more blown out of the water. Some that are legitimate excuses sometimes. It's like, hey, I go to school, I go to work, or I go to full-time school and work, and it's kind of like, it's kind of hard. Yeah. And then if your schedule doesn't align with that, it's like it's extremely inconvenient sometimes, and we should make time anyways. But I like how it's kind of blown some of those excuses out of the water, and it seems to be much easier for me to be like, hey, Dad, or my dad, vice versa. Hey, let's go look at a car or something like that. It just seems to be a lot easier, and then we'll go up to Memphis and we'll look at some cars and spend some time with each other. Or, hey, Abby, let's play the Wii U, or let's get on some kind of phone or game on the phone, which I never play games on my phone. We're talking probably the last time I legitimately did was probably high school. So and even then it was just because a couple friends wanted to. I was like, I guess I'll play it just because they do.
Yeah.
But I like that aspect. Well, we're about to, I got Modern Warfare if I can get it to work.
Yeah.
It puts up it sets up a nice circumstance where I can do that kind of stuff right now. It's just some of the excuses and some of the other things that could get in the way are kind of put aside, and it's I could focus on some other things that haven't gotten some good focus, I feel like. And I can focus in on it again and some of those connections with people. I kind of like that, honestly. At first I was very, very, I don't know about you guys, but I get very antsy. If I have, I always need one day a week where I'm not around people.
Yeah.
I don't really know if I'm introverted and extroverted because everything I do, with those tests, like it's like down the middle, so I don't really know. But I know sometimes like I need at least one day away from people. That's for sure. But I remember when this went down, like the first week, it was it March 14th or 15th, something like that.
Something ugly like that.
Yeah, like the one day where I spent my time by myself. I mean, I like it. I get like kind of refreshed. But after that day, like I couldn't like jump back in like with the stuff with church or, with school or work in the same way or with friends in the same way. And I remember I was like super antsy that day. I was just like, what the heck? It's not supposed to be like this. Like I'm supposed to have my one day off. And then it's like, I'm supposed to like jump back in with a bunch of people and like a bunch of interactions and conversation. It's like, I can't do that now. And I was like kind of freaking out.
You're part robot, aren't you?
Part robot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm part ninja too. Did you know that?
I knew that. I knew that.
Ninja.
Must witness two
yes,
people.
Little
I'll be
karate,
back.
Karate Kid action. Good movie. Classic.
That is a good one.
Wax on, wax off.
I watched Bloodsport the other day on Netflix. Check it out. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
What's that
I
about?
feel like I've seen that.
It's like they go to Taiwan, I think, and they do, or maybe Hong Kong. Yeah, they go to Hong Kong for this like fighting martial arts championship, and it's like Jean-Claude Van Damme and a bunch of other people from all around the world fight.
It's like all of Van Damme's movies.
Yeah, they're
Like,
pretty
essentially.
good.
But they're good
Bloodsport's
though. I like
man.
it's
Bloodsport's
action
good.
movie.
There's another one too, but it's a little more gruesome. Like Bloodsport's legit fighting, but then there's another one where they can like tie like nails to their knuckles and chains, and they can hit people. Like it's a little more
that's some
hardcore.
gangster
I forget
crap.
what that one's called.
Maybe
though.
we should do that on our intro for the next podcast.
just start fighting.
Yeah, just start fighting. We just put like some brass
I'm
knuckles
down.
on and just like
Dude, I love seeing a good fight, even
Yeah.
if it's like some crude like high school fight. Any fight is good. Now I don't really like do y'all like boxing?
I do if it's a good
I
match.
don't like
If it's a
boxing because
good-
it just
if
seems
it's a good
seems
match.
like dancing to me. Like it's like
The heavyweights will throw some punches, man.
yeah,
Like the Tyson
yeah.
Fury fight.
I want to see somebody
Wilder
get
fight was
clogged.
good.
I want to see like the stakes high. Like
if you go to
somebody's, like-
YouTube and the highlights, you get
Yeah.
like a lot of that. But the problem is like it's the very like rare part of the fights because
Yeah.
like most of the fights are kind of like we're keeping our distance. We're gonna kind of like back off, and then like maybe there's a right hook or something in there, and he knocks him out.
Yeah.
But like that's a maybe though. Sometimes.
There's been some the Fury Wilder fight. Them folks were throwing haymakers. I mean, Fury won and he dominated pretty much, but like
Yeah.
they were out there throwing them. So
I there's a part of me that kind of likes MMA, but the part of me that doesn't is like people aren't gonna. Now I agree that that's a lot closer to like real fighting. I agree with that because that's what the nitty and gritty and like dirty look of fighting looks like. You go to the ground and stuff. But when you couple that with like the really tight pants and they're like on top of each other sweating.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not saying don't watch MMA, but I get this weird vibe from it, and I'm just like kind of put off.
That's
from
why
that.
I watch professional wrestling.
Professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah. Bro,
You know that
professional
I didn't
wrestling.
say it. I didn't say anything.
Professional wrestling is way better than boxing or MMA.
I hate to say it, but
Just
when I went
superior
to a,
storytelling.
when I went to a pro wrestling
This
thing
is
like
storytelling.
live,
Which
like
one?
I was there, it was all children, dude.
Which one'd you go to? WWE, probably, right?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
WWE.
WWE's lame, dude. You got to get on AEW. Little Chris
AEW?
Jericho. A little bit of the bubbly.
So that's not the thing where they do fake blood and chairs and stuff.
It's not fake blood. It's not real blood.
It's not fake blood.
It's not fake blood.
Can you
They-
imagine
they
being a
do micro
wrestler?
incisions in their forehead, or they just straight up get busted open.
I like Zach how me and Javen said nothing after this, and you automatically were defending WWE.
Unpopular opinion.
Like,
I don't defend WWE. I mean, WWE is cool too, but it's kind of more towards the younger generation, where AEW is like 18 to 35
18 to 35
range. It's good stuff.
Is that the stuff that I've seen at your house?
That was WWE.
That was
But I mean, yeah, that is essentially what I'm talking about. You know, Chris Jericho, a little bit of the bubbly.
Is that talking about alcohol?
Chris
reference?
Jericho needs to give me a call for that drop.
Now there was your brother. Maybe I won't say his name since it's public. You know, he's a little bit younger. But your brother.
Yeah.
There it is. But he showed me. Okay, this was pretty funny. I think it was WWE, and
Was this Beetlejuice?
it was Beetlejuice. There was that huge guy,
And he
It's
knocked
like,
him out with
He's
the
like
chair.
6 foot, and there's that one guy. He's like 5 foot, I'm not getting on
No,
anyone
he's
if they're
legit
shorter.
4 foot.
Yeah, he was like 4 foot versus one guy. But like, what was funny is the dude was like 4 foot picking on this guy who's like 8 foot. I mean, he wasn't 8 foot, but he looked like it compared to him.
Yeah.
But then like he's like, "Hey man, you want to mess with me?" He's just like behind him and takes that big chair, just busts him over the head. He's like falls down like he's dead. I was
Who
like,
you calling slap nuts? I'm slap nuts. Yeah, you're slap nuts. And he pulls out a chair and hits him over the head.
and just busts him and just like laying on the ground dead. They're like, okay, so Beetlejuice is dead. I was like, now that kind of stuff was kind of funny.
Yes.
So
But there's some stuff that I've seen at your house. I'm like, oh, like there's one guy pulling up the one guy in the urinal, like talking to him and like started to beat him up. I'm like, bruh, what are you doing?
I don't like
What?
seeing, I don't like
Yeah.
seeing the women fight. Like that just like something hits me inside. It's like that this is not what it's supposed to be. Like seeing them pull each other's hair and punching
yeah.
them in the stomach, it makes you like say, "Hey, this is not right."
All right, so I'll go
Beat
into
each
what I've
other.
been doing during this virus.
Yeah, I
and
was just
it's
about to
been-
say we got
Change
into
of
a little.
subject.
We got into a little WWE.
I have
there.
been watching a lot of wrestling.
Okay, it was in context a little
Yes, so I have
All right,
been watching
good.
a lot of wrestling. I have seen my family a lot more. I've been going to my mom's house probably on average like 5 times a week to work out and shoot ball. So then
Yeah.
I see my brothers, sisters, and mom and dad. My dad was home last week. He's back this weekend. Man, other than that, playing golf here in a little bit.
Yeah,
We're
that's
still
not
allowed to
bad.
play golf, so that's cool. That's cool. We just get separate carts and do
God
that.
has blessed beautiful weather for that to happen.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
midst of this time.
we're lucky to have it down here because if I couldn't get outside, I don't know what I would do. Other than that, man, just watching. I've pretty much watched almost every good movie on Netflix now, so I'm sort of diving into my own little catalog of movies that I haven't seen in a while.
Watch some Love Island. It's a good show.
Temptation Island.
Oh God.
I'm not condoning that show, by the way.
Yeah, I was like, I mean, I haven't seen it yet, but
It's not condonable, really.
well,
it's
at le-
funny.
At least you put the
What if,
warning in
what if
there.
they had a Christian Temptation Island?
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
Let's
We're all Christians. Want to test our relationship out.
Oh
We're
my
gonna put our
gosh.
faith to the limit.
to the test.
They're pushing
To
their
the
faith
test.
to the limit.
Oh my
Can they last? Miss Georgia coming in.
It's like they put one Christian on the island with like 9 other sinners of the opposite sex. How long can he last?
They all have to wear serpent masks.
Oh my gosh, that's something else right there.
Come here, Jackie.
Oh,
No.
Zach's got.
That would be good.
Okay, never mind. I can't mention that because it has to do with Hinge. Or should I? Oh, multiple girls coming after Zach.
Yeah. What a great time to do online dating during this whole coronavirus.
That is a good that's a good
Yeah,
point.
that's a good
Everybody's stuck at home, so what better can they do than you right?
Yeah, exactly. Women are desperate these days.
Yeah. Yeah, that's on you, Zach. I'm probably about to end the podcast right here, too.
All right, let's do it, man.
All right. One thing I want to mention, too, because the main thing we talked about is being at home and having more time is I brought up the whole thing with the connections with family just because family is important in those relationships. So I remind you because we're also, we're all Christians here. And we just find those connections really, really important with other people and in our families as well. So one thing I didn't mention either is I found more time to go outside and play catch with my sister as well. Hinging off, you going over the family's house a little bit more. That's something I've been able to do a little bit
Hinging
more.
off.
Hinge
it,
dating,
yeah.
yeah.
Hinging off of that.
Hinging off.
Yeah, no
Hinge.
pun intended. But yeah, we leave that with you guys and our kind of perceptions right now of kind of staying at home and the coronavirus. And so we're going to keep out some more podcasts kind of like this as this kind of goes out because, we don't really know how long this is going to go out. So we'll kind of stick with it. So it's on everyone's mind. So put your comments down below what you think, though. What are some good stuff with this extra time in our houses and with family? Or what should we be focusing on? New hobbies, new things to do,
And
maybe things of growth.
Let me say this too, and whoever posts the best comment, I will donate them a $1 gift card to Starbucks.
I'm pretty sure there's a bot that
I did
comments
that
on
on
all
Zach.
our videos that it's like, great content, keep it up. Like, I don't think that's a real person. Have you seen that?
Some of them I know because they're from church, but
Oh.
never
mind. I'm sorry I said it, guys. I'm sorry.
So we leave you with that, with Javan. So put that
$1 gift card, Starbucks.
We'll see you next time.
It's not even.
Can I take your order?